It's that time again, time for another episode of Bob's You Name It. You'll never know what you'll find on Bob's workbench. And now, here's Bob.
Welcome everyone. Well, I got through the first editing process on the new computer, and of course the software updated, so it was completely different. And it was way too long. So, attempt number 2 here, see how this all goes. And this one's going to be, well, it's called a really big clock, because it really is. It's 24 feet tall, I think is what they said. It's out in Sebastopol. Never did able to say that right. Anyhow, we went out there to look at the clock, and it's huge. There's a guy that's going to try and move it, and the best part is got to climb up inside of it. Anyhow, so I'm going to just pick and choose some little bits and pieces of it, and because there's a lot of video, or it was quite a few lengthy shots of the guy talking about the clock and so forth. But unfortunately, it was crazy windy, and you can't hear a word he says, except for the person who was standing next to me. So I'll probably just leave all that out. But anyway, it's still kind of neat to see it, and we'll go from there.
I'm going to show you a little something else while we're standing here. See those old marks there? Yes. Oh, that's a Michael problem.
Yeah.
Is how to, unlock it and move the.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, who wants to go up? Okay.
Didn't know that would be mountain climbing, huh?
So it's a bit of a step to get from there to there, but there's plenty of things to grab hold of.
At least we don't need our eye loops.
No. Let's see if I can. Oops.
They're kind of cool.
They are really creative.
Those are 50 years old, I guess, now. In that range.
I like the governor that's not cooked up.
We have a hawk's nest up here or a rat's nest?
Well, it's a bird's nest of some kind, a big bird. I couldn't tell you what kind though. But from the size of the branches, it's a...
There's the winding motor.
So, oh, there it is right there.
Now, I'll just start with the rewind on that. Pick up that piece of wood a little bit right there. You can see it, a switch mechanism under there.
Oh, I see it. It's right here.
I can't see it, but maybe
I can.
you can.
That's the trigger.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. If you get way back.
It's in between this beam here.
Oh, okay, I see it.
So you get down to the bottom, right down there, you'll see it.
Yeah. And you can follow the cord goes up to that mechanism. It tells it to start cranking for 15 seconds or whatever I have it had it set for, and it returns it. So this is a loop system. Not everybody knows loop systems, but like a grandfather clock uses just goes up and then you pull it back.
Oops.
Pull it back the way it came.
Right.
Kind of thing. This keeps going the same way all the time, and that's so you can accommodate that kind of a motor.
When I move this, obviously we got to take this off.
Yeah.
And where do we take it off from?
Well, you see the bolts up there?
Yes.
Oh, there's a suspension.
So, and you see one here and one there. So, everything's put together in a way that can come apart.
So literally, these two bolts would release. Yeah, we got to get this off too.
Yeah. Well, this is.
Won't fit through the hole.
I mean,
So you have this bolt and this bolt holding all this.
each pendulum
Would you guys?
detaches.
Oh, okay.
This is a continuous strap up to this point,
Right.
and this is.
Oh, so we can unbolt this, and then it will fit down through the hole.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And yeah. And so what is this? Why is that there?
Well, I thought that was additional weight adjustment.
Exactly. Exactly. So this is
The fine tuning.
that's the fine tuner, one on each side, and then you have
Bars,
these.
quarter-inch bars.
Yeah. So, and I want to point out, it's made so that if you take this off and shorten the pendulum, or when you take this off, you can adjust it also by simply shortening a whole pendulum. You can do it up here, but for the base I had on it, I kind of I just adjusted it up and down to get to where I thought it looked good from the ground kind of thing. So, but you might install it in a different environment and want it shorter. Well, it's better to make it too long because you can make it perhaps 5 inches shorter, I would guess, by removing that weight, and still have it keep the correct time.
So I'm noticing the chime mechanism stuff has been disconnected.
Oh, yeah. This is,
I was thinking there's a thing, like, there's part of it. There's
So what kind of bird is nesting in there?
I do not know. I didn't know it was there, and I should have. It's our bedroom window is right out there, but
Looks like a hawk's nest.
bigger than average bird.
I'm surprised they didn't leave it. A little bit. Not too bad.
So in addition to our videos, Bob, I'm counting on you taking mental notes and helping me remember all this. But I'm videoing as well.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you familiar with the loop system?
Well, I know from servo systems they call it a closed loop or an open loop. So I assume you're saying this is a loop that's why you don't want it to bottom out. You wanted slippage on the
Yeah.
winder.
Well, that and you could have slippage on different kind of winder, but see that these winders don't have a reverse, so it only works in one direction. So.
Correct. And the other question I have while we're up here, because the crane people are going to ask me, where did you rig it, or do you have built-in rigging points that they can lift from?
You're going down a different road. Let's save that one.
Okay.
So let's, because we're up here, let's go through the systems.
Okay.
So we kind of covered the rewind, except for something really important. You have to be able to take this apart and put it back together again. And something is coming up that's really important that you note. It's right there.
The link.
Yeah, that's how this
look at that.
chain comes apart. And notice that its size is the same as the chain.
Because it has to go around.
It has to go where the chain goes. Yeah. And so keeping it approximately that size is important. Okay, there's a lot of other important things about that. One, it's got to be strong, and it's got to be, it's a handmade little piece. And so we'll talk about how to make something like that later. It has to do with heat treatment and getting the right steel kind of thing. So.
And you welded all these onto a old spoke to wheel?
Yep. You're going to, if you look at that, you see like that one is way over to one side of the wheel, but when they come around to the other side of the wheel, they're to your side of the wheel. And that's because farm wheels aren't anywhere near round.
Oh.
And they would wobble.
But your jig
timing.
made it round.
Yeah, each one is fitted to a jig that.
We'll go back.
Now I notice a spring here. Collar. It's putting a little oh, I see. There's some slippage there. I see.
That's a damper. Yeah, it's adjustable. You can see by the spring tension on that. Just a little handmade spring.
And the damper is trying to keep that bouncing from occurring?
Yes, it had too much bounce in it. And so I said, okay, we gotta take that bounce out. And there's a certain, it's not like a fine watch. There's maybe a little over a ½ inch of play in this. And so it picks up momentum in that play, period. And it picks up a little bit too much momentum. And so it's the balance between seeing it work. This can't be made quite as perfectly as a watch, and so you need a little more slack. And that play is needed, but it causes a recoil. But I like the sound of having the play, and so this adjusts the recoil and the sound. And right now it strikes me as a comfortable clock sound.
I'm trying to watch what's happening right there. It's lifting the hinge, and the time is adjusting.
It's moving the wheel, and it has to lift. That is the lock that keeps drift.
Oh, I see.
So let's say 10 pigeons want to sit on.
So it doesn't.
It doesn't want to go
drift.
anywhere.
Yeah. So let me give you a summary of the systems here. Okay. So you probably know the statements and can just look at that and see how it works. Right? Is that right, Bob?
Yeah, you know the different parts of it. I mean, they're more advanced than I am, but they escape, escape wheel,
Okay,
things like that.
That's releasing the power gradually
Right.
of the weights. Okay. Now, this wheel has, well, let's start with this. What is the moment of the pendulum?
Oh, that's way advanced.
It's exactly 5 seconds. So, and this is, why I say exactly, or at least it was. So, now, there's 24 teeth on that. And so, how long does it take to go 12 teeth? 5 seconds times
60.
Yeah. Hey,
It's a
that
minute.
happens to be a minute.
There you go.
Yeah. So every minute, the escapement wheel drives a 2-tooth gear on the other side. Now I know most of your gears have a lot more than 2 teeth. This one has 2. And so every time one of those teeth come by, it moves a wheel connected to the minute hand
Yeah, there
up.
it goes.
And so you can see the hand out there is moving.
Yeah, I watched that last time, yes.
Yeah. So every minute the hand moves forward. Then we have the standard, we have to reduce the minutes by 12 to get the hour hand. And so, and we need them turn, and we need both hands turning the same direction. That's important in a clock. So there's a shaft there for the minute hand, and inside that is a smaller shaft for the hour hand. So I guess this is a 3-to-1 gear ratio between that sprocket and this sprocket.
Okay.
And then we go to a smaller sprocket on this side, coming back to the same size wheel. That's 4-to-1. So 3 times 4 is your 12-to-1 ratio going through there.
For 12 hours.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, it's the ratio between hours and minutes. So, yeah.
So definitely a different kind of tick, huh, Bob?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, quick quiz, Bob.
Uh-oh.
How many teeth have to be on the minute hand?
Oh my goodness. Oh Jesus. This many. That's the math I haven't gotten to
60.
yet. 60? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Because I wasn't thinking. I was thinking of another. But yeah, 60. If you do 12, yeah, that's 60.
So that in a nutshell is how this thing works. As far as
Quite a design you have here.
So how old were you when you started this?
20 years ago.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. A young man, healthy, needed, already retired from one job and another job, and wanted to do fun things. So,
Okay, now that's the balance wheel. With all those.
the rest of it
What's to do with the chiming?
is,
This guy right here.
okay, that's the control wheel for the strike of the hour or half hour.
Which is currently in.
Yeah.
So you have the
Nesting.
gong disconnected right now?
Yeah, if you look up here, you'll see. So all this is part of. This is the governor, and then this is the wheel that turns. Then for the strike down there. on something. I think my foot's over it. There's something it hits. I just couldn't see what it was. Oh, there it is. It's a canister of some kind or something big.
Yeah.
So, could the neighbors hear your gong?
You know, the big problem was what was music to my ears,
Exactly.
and my wife sleeping over here was
A difference of opinion?
music versus. Where's that street? Up here.
That's crazy.
Do you hear how noisy that is? Can you imagine she doesn't like that?
I had no idea it was there.
I kept saying he's stereo.
No, I didn't. I was looking somewhere else. I didn't think it was literally right in front of me.
I can't get my camera to focus because of all the stuff in the way.
I got it for you. Oh, you are not happy. Boy, I can't imagine. So what do owls do when they get really ticked off? Are they gonna, is he gonna attack me?
That little guy did all that?
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
that's crazy.
Sorry, little guy.
I wonder if I can, oh, if he had a,
Well, as I said, it was a big clock. And yeah, I had no idea that when the guy asked me to remove that nest, I was going to be face to face with an owl. And it's amazing I didn't get bit because my hand was like literally right in front of it, but I didn't see it until the nest was gone and somebody behind me said there's an owl right in the corner there, and I'm looking everywhere and didn't even see it. And then all of a sudden I look and went, oh, it's in here with us. So yeah, I felt kind of bad. Luckily enough, there were no eggs in the nest. So, and I'm sure it's going to rebuild. So, because I don't think this clock's going to get moved anytime soon. Anyway, till the next one, we'll see you then.
Well, that's going to do it for another episode of Bob's You Name It. Tune in next time for more fun with Bob and his shop on Bob's You Name It. Today's episode was brought to you by Bob, the first name in first names for over 100 years.